On your mark, get set, go!
The race is on to the new season of Shape Island,
Wow!
where friendship is their cup of tea.
Cannonball! Cannon square! Cannon triangle!
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
So it's wonderful to have you here today. I'm so glad there is more Shape Island to explore. But I'm curious, what was it about Shape Island that made you want to tell this story?
So these started as books, actually. So John and I both make children's books, and we make a lot of children's books together. So this was a series of books that we'd written, and I think what just excited us about them were these characters. The character designs came first in this case. John drew a triangle, a circle, and a square with eyes. And there was something very compelling about that to us because, they didn't have a lot of signifiers. Nobody was wearing like a long cloak or looking super cute, right? Like you had to listen to these characters speak and watch what they do in order to figure out who they were. And that was really compelling to us because we wanted to kind of explore these characters' personalities, who they were and what they meant to each other, really deeply without any shortcuts.
Yeah, it was the neutrality of that beginning part. I think that when we see a lot of kids' books or entertainment, oftentimes, yeah, they are visually sort of set up so that you kind of know what to expect from a character, at least sometimes. And there's room for that, and we certainly grew up on stuff that does that too. But it was interesting to us to try it the reverse way, where they're set up on an even playing field when you first meet them. They're just the differentiation between them is just that they happen to be three basic shapes. And so that's how you tell them apart. But who they are in relation to each other, and then as a group, and then as a duo or as a single character, all of that remains to be seen. I think even for us, it was interesting to do that, to find out, well, how do we come to terms with these characters? What do we think of them? Even just as a creative exercise for us, it was fun to find out what we thought of Triangle, having nothing else to go on but the fact that he was Triangle. That was just a fun thing to do. And so hopefully the audience is just as excited about that process as we were.
Awesome. So you have a wonderful partner in Apple. How have they been to work with?
They've been fantastic to work with. It's been really cool. I think that Apple, we're chuffed to be there alongside Frog and Toad and Peanuts. They've clearly
they've got good
decided.
taste in properties that they get. They've just got great taste in books that they take on.
But you know what? It is true. It is meaningful. I think that their interest in books and their interest in sort of some of these greatest pieces of children's storytelling. I mean, first of all, it meant a lot, but also it gave us the freedom to. What we really wanted to do was to translate the soul of our books onto the screen. We wanted to do something that was nuanced and sophisticated and really funny. And I think that, John and I try to make quality literature for children. And Apple is clearly interested not just in translating quality literature to the screen, but making like hugely ambitious, funny, soulful shows for kids. And so we just felt like, we had the free reign to make a really big and beautiful show.
Awesome. Do you feel that there are more stories to tell within the world of Shape Island you've created?
We
The
do feel
conception
that
of
way.
the world was always kind of broad that way. I think that was the difference between these ones and other books that Mac and I have made, is that we didn't start with a plot or a story. We started with characters. And so we've actually really enjoyed the translation between coming up with, the three books on their own. But then the idea for the books and the show was always a place that we hoped to imply, like, kept on breathing after the episode or the book was over. We wanted a place, the establishment of the place and of these characters that just sort of keep bouncing around after you've closed the book or turned the TV off, is sort of what we were interested in making. And so it feels like these guys are just going to keep breathing as long as we sort of show them, or even when they're not shown.
In our pitch deck, we had, for comps series that were inspiring us, we had all these great children's cartoons that meant a ton to us, but also we had a picture of Seinfeld in there. And I think people thought we were joking, but that really was the thing for us, which was like the beauty of Seinfeld for us was these four characters who you knew who they were and who they were to each other, and you could put them into any situation and you wanted to watch them deal with it. And that's what we feel like is at the heart of this show too. Any given story, any given event for an episode, the energy isn't really in the plot work. It's watching these really specific characters who we and the writers and the animators know so well, watching them react to it. And I think that you can just keep doing that forever. How many seasons did Seinfeld get, John? It was like, what, 17?
It was a lot. It was also fun to think about, there are obvious lessons that an audience can take from those episodes of Seinfeld, and hopefully that children can take from the episodes of Shape Island, but those lessons aren't always completely clear or taken in by the characters themselves. They don't learn much. Seinfeld characters are sort of like they're always kind of wondering what the heck just happened to them at the end. And that's kind of our guys too, is that there's some shallow morals learned, but for the most part they start the next day.
There are consequences. There are consequences for these characters,
right.
But there aren't always lessons learned by the characters.
Yeah.
We trust the kids at home are smart enough to see
what could have been done differently.
What should have been learned. Yeah, what could have been done
differently. But the great part about the shows is that, they can keep going because our characters basically start over again.
Awesome. So when I spoke to Yvette, she mentioned that she'd like to voice a star. Is there another character that you'd like to introduce?
Yeah. I think that we think a lot about a kind of a rhombus. Who might be like sort of a seafaring shape, and so like he doesn't really have his sea legs, his land legs, I guess.
Yeah.
His land leg, it's very good, it's good for balancing on a ship. You get him on land and he sort of tips over. I think we're gonna have to figure out how to make a rhombus in 3 dimensions, though. I'm not sure that Euclidean geometry can handle the sort of the ambition we have for translating shapes to 3 dimensions.
This is where we hand over to our partners and just give them a giant headache and walk away and find out what they do.
We say, invent a new geometric solid, please.
Wonderful. What are you hoping audiences take away from season 2 of Shape Island?
I just hope it's like seeing old friends, We're so fond of these characters. You're gonna get to hang out with them, and just like when you hang out with people you like, you're gonna be reminded of why you love them so much and learn some new stuff about them too.
Yeah, hopefully their affection for the place and the characters just deepens. That's what happened to us when we were making it, for sure.
Excellent. So just finally, is there another book that you'd like to adapt in this way?
Oh, wow. Yeah, lots.
Yes.
Mac, what's your top one? Your top one that you would do? Like with
I think it would be really fun to make something out of extra yarn. That's just been such a that was the first book John and I ever made together, and I don't know, we have a special fondness for it. It's a beautiful story. It's set in the snow. You get lots of little cozy, if we made it in stop motion, you'd have beautiful hand knit sweaters for everything. That'd be nice.
I second that vote. There's not going to get a better answer than that. We have other books, of course, but that's the best answer for sure.
Awesome. Well, congratulations with the show, and thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thanks for
thank you for taking the time. Yeah.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
Exactly.
Here's to my best friends. I'm so grateful we're here together.
Shape Island.
See you tomorrow.
And the day after tomorrow.
And the day after tomorrow.
And the day after tomorrow.
Just Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe, a London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear at me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.